OzHarvest is Australia's leading food rescue organisation, stopping good food from going to waste and delivering it to people in need. But how did it start? Let me tell you a story about a change maker called Ronnie Khan. Ronnie is the CEO and founder of OzHarvest. After running an events company where she saw huge amounts of good quality food going to waste every week and knew that many people were still going hungry, she would drive the leftover food to charities that fed people in need. She knew she had to do something about it. Starting in Sydney with one van, she delivered 4,000 meals in the first month. Since then, OzHarvest has grown into a national organisation, collecting fresh and nutritious food every week. This is perfectly edible food that would have ended up in landfill. Our refrigerated yellow vans are out and about in communities every day collecting surplus food from supermarkets, cafes, delis, restaurants, airlines, hotels, corporate boardrooms, and even TV shoots. We rescue a range of fresh and nutritious food that is still in date but can't be sold. Across Australia, we rescue 180 tonnes every week. That's the same weight as 2 blue whales. But where does all this food go? We make sure it gets to people in need. OzHarvest delivers the food directly to 1,300 charities across Australia that help feed vulnerable men, women and children. Did you know that 5 million people in Australia rely on food relief each year? This means they can't afford to buy healthy, nutritious food. Have you ever had a rumbly tummy because you've missed breakfast? It's hard to concentrate and all you can think about is when you can have something to eat. It's a sad fact that in our lucky country, there are still 1 in 5 kids going to bed or school hungry. The good news is that there's enough food in the world to feed everyone. Australia produces enough food to feed over 60 million people. So we need to make sure that we don't waste it and that everyone has access to fresh and affordable produce. Food waste is not just a problem in Australia. Globally, 1/3 of food produced every year is wasted. That's around 1.3 billion tonnes of food. Can you imagine what that even looks like? And we're talking about good edible food, not just piles of food scraps. It's not just the food that's going to waste. Wasting food wastes everything. It's a huge waste of money and valuable resources. Next time you go to throw away a half-eaten sandwich or a bruised banana, think about the water it took to produce it, the land, labour and love to grow it, and the transportation and fuel to deliver it. A huge amount of water is used to produce the food we eat. In fact, 21% of the world's fresh water goes into food production. So when we waste food, we are also wasting precious water. Did you know that it takes around 3,000 litres of water to produce one burger? That includes the beef in the burger, the bread for the bun, the lettuce, the tomato, and the slice of cheese. If you took a couple of bites and threw the rest away, it would waste the same amount of water as a 90-minute shower. That's a lot of water. As well as water, a huge amount of land is needed to produce food. Almost half of the planet's land surface is used for food production, from the crops we grow to the animals that feed off the land. Let's use the burger example again. The beef comes from cows that need the largest amount of land for grazing, much more than any other animal. The bread for the bun needs wheat to be grown, along with fresh produce like lettuce and tomatoes. The food we waste also wastes about 18% of the Earth's valuable land. As well as wasting valuable resources, throwing away food also means we are wasting a valuable source of nutrition that the body needs. Think of that burger again, with wasted protein, vitamins and minerals that help to keep us healthy and strong and give us the energy to learn and play. Above all, producing the food we eat takes time, labour and love from farmers and growers. If you've ever tried to grow something at home, you will know how long it takes and how much effort is required. Did you know that it takes 6 to 10 years to grow an apple tree? It's very sad to think that almost half of all fruit and vegetables grown don't even make it to the supermarket. At OzHarvest, we rescue tons of perfectly edible fresh fruit and vegetables every day and save them going into landfill. Many people don't think they waste that much food, as once it goes in the bin, it's out of sight and out of mind. When we throw food in the bin, whether we're at home, at school, or in the community, a garbage truck collects it and takes it to a landfill site, like this one pictured here. This causes 2 problems. Landfills are filling up fast as we continue to waste so much, they will soon run out of space. Also, when food is left to rot in landfill, it creates methane, which is a harmful greenhouse gas that is more damaging to the environment than exhaust fumes from cars. These harmful greenhouse gases are contributing to climate change. Food waste is a serious problem. In Australia, we waste more than 7.3 million tonnes of food each year. Have a close look at this picture. This is what it would look like if that 7.3 million tonnes of food waste was dumped in the middle of Sydney Harbour. It's higher than the Harbour Bridge. How crazy is that? Food waste happens everywhere along the supply chain. At the farm, nearly half of all fruit and veg grown doesn't even make it to the supermarket, just because it's the wrong shape or size. In manufacturing, food can get wasted during the production process and in transit. In restaurants, food can get wasted both during preparation, over ordering, and of course by customers who don't eat everything. At the supermarket, food that is near its use-by date cannot be sold to customers. And of course, in our homes. In fact, people at home are responsible for a third of all food waste, nearly 2.5 million tonnes every year. The average family throws away 1 in 5 shopping bags, which can add up to thousands of dollars of wasted food. You could be spending that money on a holiday. You might be wondering why we waste so much food. There are so many reasons. We don't check what we have before shopping. Then there's always the food that gets forgotten and pushed to the back of the fridge. We cook too much and then don't eat the leftovers. We change our plans and don't eat the food we've bought. And the biggest reason is just that we buy too much. The most commonly wasted ingredients from households are fruit and vegetables, bread, bagged salad, leftovers, and meat. But more often than not, this food could be saved and made into something delicious. A brown banana can be made into a smoothie, muffins, or pancakes. Meat that's near its use-by date can go in the freezer to make it last longer. And those sad-looking vegetables could be made into a great soup. You could even take your leftovers to school for lunch. Why not try packing your own lunch? That way you might not be so quick to waste it. The good news is that most of the time food waste is avoidable. It's just about getting into good habits. So remember to love your food, don't waste it, and get everyone in your school and family involved. And for the food that really can't be eaten, the best thing to do is to make sure you have a composter or a worm farm. This way it won't end up in a bin or landfill, saving the environment from those nasty greenhouse gases. Now you know a bit more about food waste, you can join us and help us fight it. There's more information in the Fight Food Waste section of the OzHarvest website. And don't forget, OzHarvest's Feast program for schools is a great way to learn more, with creative cooking and fun activities about preventing food waste and healthy eating. Go to ozharvest.org/feast for more details.